Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Woo! Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
Hello guys, welcome to Shay's Tube, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Excuse me, y'all, my voice is kind of gone. I think my allergies are messing up. I'm kind of allergic to litter, and I just got 2 new cats, so if my voice goes out, that's the reason why. But anyway, welcome to Shay's Tube, guys, and again, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay. Over here in the chat, we got Jermaine in the place to be, and we got Tony in the place to be. What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for tuning in. And tonight, guys, this is Diddy Trial Day 22. Jane Doe, is she jealous? Is she a jealous ex, or is she a victim of Sean Diddy Combs? And I got an error up here, man. When I be typing at lights and stuff, man, I be typing all types of stuff. So how are you guys doing tonight? I hope you had a great day today. And I hope you have a blessed Friday. All right. It is Friday. It's Friday here on the West Coast too. It's like 12:28 a.m. Okay, June the 13th, 2025. Anyway, let's go to do that copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. Part of it is scrolling across that screen, and it will be in my comment area as soon as I get a chance to. And y'all, if you enjoyed this daggone video tonight, make sure you guys thumbs up, which is like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Also, make sure you share and leave a comment. And if you want to show additional support for this channel, feel free to donate via a super sticker, super chat, or you can cash out ShadesTube at $ShadesTube. Okay. All right. Or you can copy your membership for $4.99 per month as well. All right. Thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and get started off with this live. And y'all make sure y'all check out my other videos, my country rain reaction videos, my Dollar Tree hauls, my movie blog, my YouTube shorts, and of course, the rest of these lives. All right. All right. So let me turn this music down just a tad. Let me go over here where this media stuff is. Okay. So first thing first, you guys, as you know, today, Sean Diddy Combs was up in the courtroom again for day 22 of his trial. I'm going to recap what happened, and we can talk about it a little bit, and then we will be done. All right. I don't have any other news tonight because I'm on kind of late, so I'll, go over that tomorrow with you guys. Okay, so first thing first, let me go over here and look up the information. I already got it looked up. I just have to get it. Okay, so anyway, hold on. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all something to drink, relax and seat. If you are at work, continue to do your job, but make sure you watch me on the down low or even listen. All right. So thank you guys again for tuning in. So here, so they did say Jane Doe's testimony concludes. This former ex-girlfriend, identified as Jane, concluded her lengthy cross-examination, marking her 6th day on the witness stand. Now, you guys, the defense continued to highlight contradictions in her testimony. They presented emotional texts where she expressed love and gratitude towards Combs, contrasting with her claims of coercion and extra trauma. She also admitted to initiating some extra encounters, including hiring male escorts, and expressed resentment for being led into her lifestyle. Her testimony likely presented information that both the prosecution and defense could use. Now, hold on, let me see what they're saying here. Secrecy concerns an iconic rapper. A significant portion of the day was marked by protests from Combs' defense attorney, Mark Agnifilo, regarding the increasing secrecy in the trial. Combs and the public were excluded from a closed-door discussion between the judge and lawyers about whether the name of another iconic rapper described as very close to Mr. Combs and sharing similar sexual I don't know how to pronounce this, proclivities, okay, could be disclosed during Jane's testimony. So I wonder who this rapper is. He's iconic. He's very close to Mr. Combs, and they share similar sexual proclivities. I guess that's how you pronounce this. Proclivities. Okay. Anyway, Jane testified that she flew to Las Vegas with this unnamed famous rapper and his girlfriend in January 2023. So that already excludes Beyonce and Jay-Z because they are married. Okay. Now it could be Kanye West, but was Kanye married in 2023 to the lady he's married to now? Anyway, Jane testified that she flew to Las Vegas with this unnamed famous rapper and his girlfriend in January 2023, where they discussed finding male escorts. She also said this rapper expressed a long-standing crush on her. It couldn't be 50 Cent because 50 Cent, couldn't be that. Okay. Now, they said the rapper expressed a long-standing crush on her. So let's see. You guys said She is an emotional roller coaster on the stand. Tony Bann said 50 cents, but Jane is 50 Cent baby mom. So why would he have a crush on her? I mean, we would already know that he used to like her. You know what I'm saying? But he does not have a crush on her now. Snoop Doggy Doggy. What's up, Bunyan? What's up? What's going on? Snoop Doggy Dog. That's what you say. I'm thinking this is Kanye West. But was he married then in 2023? Let me see when did Kanye West get married. You know, Old Dirty Bastard is not alive. Okay, let's see. Check this out. What year did Kanye West marry his new wife? Oh, he got married to her in December 2022.
Wikipedia.org. Bianca Sensori, born the 5th of January.
So we know it's not him, okay? Because he was married to his wife back then in 2023. Okay, so it's not Kanye, it's not Jay-Z. So who could this be? Whomever it is, this rapper was also looking for male escorts, allegedly. Okay, so anyway, let's see. She also said this rapper expressed a long-standing crush on her. And Philo argued that the exclusion of Combs in the public from such discussions in the sealing of many court filings in exhibits undermine the constitutional right to a public trial. He stated that public access allows others who might have relevant information to come forward. The prosecution, however, argued that disclosing more information publicly could make it easier to identify Jane and was an attempt to harass and intimidate this witness. Now, the next part of the case today, they were talking about or dealing with the juror dismissal request. Anyway, the judge did not make a decision today on the prosecution's request to dismiss one of the jurors, juror number 6, due to an alleged lack of candor. Both sides were asked to submit written arguments, and the judge stated he would rule on the matter today, Friday. The prosecution is reportedly nearing the end of its case presentation, with some reports suggesting they may conclude as early as next Wednesday. All right. So that's, everything, a summary of what happened today in the court room. And let's see, you said Jaguar, right? You just acting silly, Bunyan, aren't you? And you said the game, Jermaine? I don't know. Let's see if we can find out. Let's see, hold on. So I don't know what rapper this could be because there's so many. I mean, iconic. It's an iconic rapper. Okay. So Snoop Dogg is married, so it couldn't be the girlfriend for that. Let's see who else. I just don't know. Iconic. His name was not revealed in the public court proceedings to protect Jane's, who she is. To protect Jane. So it has to be 50 Cent. You think? But 50 Cent and Diddy are not friends. And they weren't friends back then either. So I don't think it's 50 Cent because they were not friends. But the rapper is iconic. So who could that be? I never seen Nelly. And Nelly and Ashanti got married when? It could be Drake. It could be Drake. It could be Drake. Drake and his girlfriend. He's iconic, right? Could be Drake. We didn't even think about Drake. It probably is Drake. Yeah. Could be. You said the game. The game is not iconic, is he? But Drake is. It could be Drake. Just never know. Okay, so let's see what else. Go more in depth with this real quick. Let me go over here. I'm on the wrong thing. Let me use my other phone actually. Let's see here. You said think about rapper that own planes. Only so many. Did they say the rapper owned a plane, or was that Diddy's plane they got on? Let's see here. Hold on, y'all. That's crazy. Hold on. This cat's still over here licking herself. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's look down here. Let's see, hold on. Oh, I want to play that. I'm gonna play that audio for you guys too. Okay. So they did play audio recordings of Combs suggesting she should break off their romance. Okay. He said, move on. That's what Combs said. Sean Combs. Okay. He said, just focus on what at the end of the day will make you feel better. He also said, how can we get to a solution where you can move on? I don't want to be in a relationship like this. In this cycle, move on with your life so that you don't feel like I wasted your life. So, I mean, it sounds like, I hate to say it sounds like she was hanging on to this dude or trying to hang on to this dude. And he was trying to get in the relationship. That's what it sounds like to me, especially after reading that right there. Now, let's see. Now, Jane Doe, she said her relationship with Combs started to deteriorate in December 2023. And she tried to be candid about the fruit orgies, which they called hotel nights, aka freak-offs, okay? She also said that Sean did not realize that was how she felt, okay? She said he had indicated he wasn't aware of how she was feeling. And that's what the defense attorney, Tini G, said, not her, okay? And then Jane responded, yes. And then Tinny said he did not want you to be upset. And then Jane responded again saying yes. All right. So like we already know, Jane, like the other witness before her, has laid out deeply intimate and disturbing details about what she says happened behind closed doors with Sean Diddy Combs. The ex-girlfriend painted an intense picture of how Combs allegedly unraveled during their 3-year relationship as he started to face public scrutiny over his private life and over civil lawsuits and the federal criminal investigation that has placed him in a fight for his life in a Manhattan courtroom. Now, testifying through tears and sobs, Jane told the jury Thursday that she would give up all the money, vacations, and gifts Combs offered her during their relationship if it meant she had never had to have sex with a stranger during the days-long X parties. And she said that Sean Diddy Combs pressured her to participate in. Let's start right there. So if she said she would give up all this stuff, well, why is it he's still paying her rent? Why didn't she just move out of that house and get away from him? Why is it he is still paying that rent in that $10,000 a month home that she's living in? If she says she can give up everything, why didn't she do this before? Give up everything before, especially if this dude is everything, the money, the vacations, the gifts, because you don't want to have extra strangers anymore. It seems like to me she should have given it up a long time ago, for real. Because if you look at the text messages again, he was telling her, it's over. We can break up. You need to go your own way. I mean, not just the one I just read, but other ones. All right. And once he said to her in one of them that means that he basically wouldn't be paying that rent no more or anything else, I guess she continued to date him still because she didn't want to give that up. So why now is she saying this when she could have done this in the first place? She said Combs was aware she disliked these sessions, yet he still pressured her. Yes, she did say that, but the thing about it, if it's just simple as her giving up everything, getting out the house, stop accepting money from him, no more gifts, all of that, and just go your own way, why didn't she do this? Right. She resents him now. And why? Why does she resent him now? She should have been resenting him back then. Remember, they just had messages from 2023 where she was giving him all types of praises and things like that. 2023 was just 2 years ago. And allegedly, he had did all this other stuff to her before 2023. So if he did all these things before 2023, why would you be praising this man in 2023? Why? And why was he still paying the rent there and she was still living in that house? She should have just terminated everything, got out the house, accept no more money from him, no gifts, no nothing, and just go on her own way and be done with everything, since she didn't want to engage in these freak off type things, hotel nights. That's what I would have done. I just would have disappeared. Now, she said that she took part in the freak offs because Sean Diddy Combs had threatened to withhold her rental payments or release a tape of her having X. She said he even attacked her once. Okay, so if he attacked her, all right, I still ask this question again and again and again. Why continue to be around this dude? And he kept on threatening to stop paying her rent, to release a tape of her having X, allegedly, all these things. So why would you still be coming back? Okay. He was trying to break up anyway a bunch of times. So I would have been like, okay, but realize this, he's not going to pay for anything anymore. So then you would be on your own. That's why you should be saving some money too. You know what I'm saying? So you can have money once you break up with the person. Now, Combs' attorney spent days trying to cast doubt on those claims by getting her to admit that her relationship was complex and even loving. Jane, one of the prosecution's key witnesses, admitted she still loves Combs, deeply wanted to have a normal relationship with the rap mogul, and was even jealous of the time he spent with other women. He just wasn't going to settle down, point blank. You know what I'm saying? Just, like a lot of women. She said, I was made to be just carry this impossible pressure, and they weren't asked to hold any of that pressure like I did. I thought it was unfair, all the nights with these men. Okay. Like I said, I mean, I don't understand, why after all these things happened, even after they broke up, why did she continue to live in the house if she claims that if she would give up everything just so she won't have to do these freak offs. So if it's just that simple, then get out the house so he can stop paying the rent for you. All right. Don't accept any more gifts or anything from him, and then just go on your way, since you don't want to do these things, the freak off things. So as the trial nears the end of the 6th week, prosecutors suggested they could rest their case sometimes next week. I heard by Wednesday. Now, court will resume today with a federal agent and Jonathan Perez, one of Combs' assistants, and a summary witness. Attorneys for Combs have not said whether the rapper would testify on his own behalf or what they have in store for the jury before the trial ends. So today, they also, earlier, yesterday, they released voice recordings of Combs. They released 2 of them. The lawyers argued the recordings highlight both Jane and Combs were willing participants in the hotel nights that featured witnesses engaging in various sex acts with male P's while Combs watched while he did the MASTURBATED and swapped with the escorts. Okay. Jane testified that she would not have traveled with Combs to the Turks and Caicos, and had she known a male escort would show up. Combs' lawyers, however, played for the jury a voice note she sent to Combs after the trip saying, "I had so much fun with you." And that's nothing too. I was about to say something. Anyway, I was about to say, okay, even if she didn't know, straight off the bat, if this dude has already been freaky as hell and he was always doing these hotel nights, why wouldn't you automatically assume that he's going to try to do that when you leave for Turks? That's crazy. Why wouldn't you automatically assume this? Because I would have already automatically assumed he is probably going to want to have a freak off. And so therefore, if I'm not into the freak offs, I don't need to go on this trip. And then she wrote a text message to him, or a message or voice note saying, "I had so much fun with you." So why even write this if it was horrible? This is crazy. Now, the jurors also heard an effusive voice memo from Combs thanking Jane for coming on the trip and said she was his crack pipe. He said, "Hey, baby." Let's see if I can talk like I do. He said, "Hey, baby, we had a great time. Stay in the light. It's all good. Get your rest. You are the crack pipe. That's my new name for you. crack pipe. Or shall I call you CP?" Okay, so I guess it stands for pipe. Okay, CP. And that was in the March 2023 audio recording. Okay, and let's see what else they got here. And then attorney Tenny G said, "To your knowledge, what was he saying? You're the CP? He had an addiction to you. Is that what you understood?" And then Jane said, "Yeah, to my ex, SCX." Combs also referenced their love contract, which Jane explained was the agreement they reached for Combs to pay her $10,000 per month for her rent. Now, in another recording taken in 2021, Combs is heard asking for Jane to set up a hotel night with a male escort named Dunn. What's up with you? Huh? This is my new cat, guys. I'm talking to her big old self. What's up? Let's see. And so she said, I'm trying to make excuses to get out of this thing that he's encouraging for me to set up. All right. Now let's see what else. And I'm going to let y'all hear at least one of these recordings. I think it's one. So I'll let y'all hear at least one. So as the testimony in Combs' criminal trial continued on Thursday, another former girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs refiled a civil lawsuit against him, alleging she was coerced into traveling to see him and into having sex with him. Her name is Chelsea Lovelace, whose name has been mentioned by Jane at Combs' criminal trial, accused Combs of drugging her, getting her pregnant, and then urging her to abort the pregnancy before she suffered a miscarriage. The civil complaint echoes the criminal charges Combs faces, with Lovelace alleging Combs was assisted by employees to induce her to do things against her will and force her to take drugs. She alleges Combs slapped her and paid her an allowance, which he used to control her. So why do y'all keep on taking the money from this dude, for real? Goodness. Lovelace is seeking unspecified damages for sexual assault, battery, and negligent infliction of emotional distress. Lovelace originally filed the lawsuit under a fake name last year. Combs has denied wrongdoing and attempted to dismiss the lawsuit. So anyway, the lawsuit adds to the growing list of civil lawsuits Combs faces in addition to the federal criminal case for which he is on trial. At least 59 different people, 32 women and 27 men have accused Combs of sexual assault over the last 3 decades and have active lawsuits pending, according to court records reviewed by ABC News. Now, that's a lot of people, you guys. But anyway, like I said before, the defense was focused on a mystery rapper. So the first 2 hours of court on Thursday were dominated by a closed-door conversation between the judge overseeing the case, Combs' lawyers, and federal prosecutors, okay? Now, according to defense attorney Mark Agnifilo, the issue revolved around a January 2024 incident that took place behind closed doors in a hotel room, but there were other people there. Agnifilo spoke vaguely about it because the judge suggested he had ruled certain details must remain undisclosed as part of his order allowing Jane to testify under a pseudonym. Agnifilo pushed the issue to be fully aired in the courtroom. Part of the reason that trials are fully public is so if other people realize they know something about an event discussed in a public courtroom, they can come forward and share their recollection about it, Agnifilo said. That is kind of the practical side to the constitutional right to a public trial. It's public for a reason. Now, prosecutor Maureen Comey disagreed, saying sufficient information about Jane in the event in question has been revealed. Disclosing more, she said, is a pretense to attempt to harass and intimidate this witness. U.S. District Judge Aaron Subramanian agreed with federal prosecutors. After that, Jane returned to the witness stand where Tenny G asked her about a January 2024 trip to Las Vegas that she took with an unnamed rapper. So just last January 2024, she took this trip with an unnamed rapper, okay? And that was during a break in her relationship with Combs. Jane says she flew to Sin City on the second rapper's private plane. So let's think about this. What rappers can afford a private plane? She attended a birthday dinner. She visited a strip club And then she returned to the rapper's hotel room. There, she said, she found an escort named Anton, an escort she had slept with during her hotel nights with Combs. And he was having sex with a woman while about a half dozen people watched. So this rapper, this unknown rapper, linked up with her, right? And then they went to a hotel room, right? And yeah, she says she found an escort there named Anton. And he was having sex with a woman while about a half dozen people were watching. Now, in discussing this episode during direct examination, Jane says she briefly flirted with the rapper, but quickly left the room. What was not discussed until defense questioning on Thursday was Jane's admission that she had flashed her breasts to the room before taking off. So she flashed her. So she basically revealed her breasts really quickly, I guess. And then she left the room. And then she said, I think he said something along the lines of that he thought I was beautiful and he wanted to blank me. You know, that's what Jane testified. And the rapper told you in that moment, he had always had a crush on you. Tenny G asked attorney Tenny G. And she said yes. Jane says she did not tell Combs about the episode until June 2024, after she testified Combs physically assaulted her, leaving her with welts in a black eye. After an explosive fight, which Jane admitted she first initiated, she testified that Combs forced her to have sex with Anton, the same male escort she saw in Vegas. She said before any actual contact with Anton, Jane said she had told Combs about seeing him at the January party in Las Vegas. Attorney Tenny G quoted Combs as saying, I can't believe you went to another man's freak off. Okay. So in other words, he was saying, I can't believe you went to another dude's freak off sections. Okay. Period. So that shows you right then and there that other people are having these freak offs as well. Okay. An unnamed rapper had Anton in the room. He's a male escort, and he was having his freak off section with the women there, with some woman there, and other people, a half a dozen people were watching. Okay. She also said Combs was very angry. He was so angry that he left without the two of them having sex at the end of the party, because he did not want her. He was mad at her because she had a freak off with the unnamed rapper, with another man. Okay. Anyway, attorney Tenny G also asked Jane about the alcohol she and Combs consumed before the flight. 2 glasses of champagne and 2 or 3 shots of tequila each in the following actual encounter. Defense attorney have argued that Combs' violence was driven by his drug addiction and jealousy, rather than a desire to coerce the women into sex. So we just learned a lot of stuff, okay? And again, I still say the same thing that I said before. If this woman was going through all of these things with Sean Diddy Combs, why was she still dealing with this dude? And then clearly she must have enjoyed the freak offs, because she did another one, or she didn't engage in it. She just flashed her breast, but she went there to the hotel and everything, with a rapper. In the room they went inside of, the male escort, Anton or whatever, was there, and he was engaged in, with some woman, while a half a dozen men, around 6 men, they were watching. Anyway, let me read y'all comments over here real quick. So, Jermaine said, right, Shay? You said Diddy lured Jane into hotel nights with false promises of love, romance, and travel, manipulating her consent through fraud, not genuine choice. Jane was defrauded, hence she was ex-trafficked. I don't know if I agree with that 100%, Justin. Facts, because she first of all, she's not a little kid, okay? I don't think he actually lured her into no hotel nights because she knew all about it. All right, false promises of love. If someone is not showing you that they really love you and they want you, why keep on, dealing with them? All right. As far as the travel and the money and everything, listen, it's simple as this. If you do not want to engage in anything, or you don't want someone to control you, then you cut everything off. You stop accepting money. You stop going on trips with him. You stop accepting gifts, everything, and just be done with everything, period. Jermaine said they are so distraught, but they keep texting love letters and taking money. That's what I'm saying. They texting love letters. They're taking money. He's still paying her rent, $10,000 a month. If you are so scared of this man and you're just fed up with him, why are you taking any money from this dude? You should be like, bye. I don't need your money. And then the money that he already gave you, you would think that, these people would save some of that money in the first place. Right. The court does not want us to know who that rapper is. So we're just trying to guess who it is. And they said they did that just to protect this other girl's, her name, because, she's anonymous. And if you tell who the rapper is, I guess you can figure out who she is. All right. So some people said 50 Cent, but 50 Cent wasn't friends with Diddy. At least I don't think. Let me look and see. See where you at. You in that bed. Make sure you stay up there. You've been doing too much. You've been trying to get him out of that and everything. Okay, when did 50 Cent and Diddy start beefing? Oh, so they started beefing way back in 2006, okay? So I don't think that could have been him. Okay, so we're going to scratch 50 out of there. Okay, now Drake, on the other hand, it could have been Drake because Drake can't afford to do his own private jet. He is an icon. Okay, he's not married, so he could be there with his girlfriend, right? And Beyonce and Jay-Z, they are ruled out because, of course, they were married. And I don't know, somebody said The Game, okay? He said an iconic rapper, okay? And clearly one who can afford his own private jet or whatever the case is. Definitely can't be Fat Joe. You said she seems a bit conflicted. She still loves the man, so it's understandable. So freak-offs are allowed in Las Vegas, so that is legal. So there is no need to know who the rapper and his wife and girlfriends are. We just want to know, just being nosy. That's it. Okay, that's it. We just want to know, just to know. You said freak-offs are allowed in Las Vegas. They're allowed everywhere. You can have an orgy anywhere. Okay, it's the P thing that's not allowed everywhere. Anybody can do a freak-off or orgy in their house. Right, we can only speculate. Dr. Dre, I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's see, did I cover everything? Let me go ahead and show y'all. I wish we know exactly what that love contract says. They're not showing us that either. So when they left the court today, before they was leaving out, Jane hugged the assistant U.S. attorney, Maureen Comey, on her way out of the room. She also stopped by the chair of defense attorney, Tenny G, who had just finished grilling her for 3 days, and hugged her too. Okay, so she hugged both of them. Okay, that's cute. So they did say defense attorney, Tenny G, was more aggressive with Jane than usual during the witness' final rounds of questioning. Okay, which is to be expected. And she also pointed out that it was at least 8 times. No, hold on. She asked her at least 8 times, could she have left her home during the violent argument with Sean Combs last year, pointing out that she had a car. And then she said the same thing that I said. Okay, Attorney Cheney asked about Jane's previously stated willingness to return the gifts and money Combs gave her if it meant she would never have to participate in a freak-off. She said, you are not willing to give up your home, right? Okay. And this the defense lawyer asks, referring to the Los Angeles home Combs paid rent for and still does, per Jane's testimony. And then she said, that's where me and my child live. That's a very hard question for me. How's that hard? If a dude is beating the hell out of you, raping you, making you do freak offs, and you know you don't want to do it, how is leaving that home hard for you? Because whatever money that he gave this lady, she could have been saving some of it so she can be able to afford getting another place if it comes down to that. Especially since she claims this dude was doing all these things to her and coercing her and forcing her to engage in these freak offs, aka hotel nights. So how is that a hard question? He's giving you 10 grand a month. Okay, you don't even have to pay rent 1 month. The month when you're getting ready to leave, you cannot even pay that rent. Because it is what it is, and just take the money and leave. Okay, if you're trying to get away from this dude so much, or you could be saving up money all this time, because you already know this man is very violent. Allegedly, he's already doing the most according to what she say. Okay, so why wouldn't you be making plans to get away from him? Saving as much money as you can and then bouncing as soon as you can. Okay, so it shouldn't be hard to leave that house because you can get another house. Can you get another you? No, you can't, but you can get another house. And wouldn't it be of her best interest, her child's best interest, if she went on and just left all this behind? Because you just never know what Sean Diddy Combs could do, right? And she has a child. So you would think that she would want to get away from this guy in the first place, period. Even if you do have to go work a regular job again, move back to a smaller place, way smaller place, and just have normal rent and just be normal. But she probably didn't want to do that because it's hard. And I'm being truthful, it's hard as heck to give up $10,000 a month and you get a chance to live in the house of your dreams. You're getting gifts and shit. You're getting $15,000 to decorate your home and stuff, and no telling what else he was doing. He got her veneers done, all this stuff. So it was going to be hard for her to leave all that money. All right, let's keep it real. That money, because once you don't have that money anymore, her lifestyle that she's living now is not going to be lived anymore. Okay. Shh. You said a woman may give or withdraw consent at any time. Once consent is withdrawn, any continued extra activity, coercion, or pressure is unlawful. There is no legal obligation for the woman to escape. It isn't. But the thing about it is this right here. If someone is doing something to you, okay, and you do not like it, especially after it's been so long, you should leave. Of course, you don't have any obligation to leave or whatever cases, but why would you want to be around them? Why? He says, so all those questions about what didn't she leave, this and that, is all moved under the law. Well, they will ask why she didn't leave. That's why the defense attorney asked her the same question today. Why didn't she leave? She could have left. Okay. That's a realistic question to ask anyone, because she's not the typical woman in a relationship like that, where some of these women be in these domestic violence relationship and they don't have any money, no nothing. The man is the total breadwinner and the woman doesn't work. He can't give this woman 10 grand a month or anything. This lady was giving $10,000 a month to pay her rent. She could have easily withheld 2 months if she wanted to and not pay the damn thing and bounced up out of there, period. Okay. Or she could have been saving some money as well. All right. Then, the gifts, you could easily sell the purses, at least some of them, the necklace that he bought her. Okay, come on now, let's stop making excuses for this woman, just because we want to bash all on Sean Diddy Combs. I mean, you got to look at stuff the way it needs to be looked at. All right, now we're not saying that this woman was not victimized or anything else. The thing is, what we're saying is, these love letters, text messages, whatever you want to call them, it does not go with what she's saying. That's what we're saying. It does not go with that. All right. And we already know that any woman may withdraw her consent at any time. And if someone, forces her or make her do something, then it's like rape. All right. That's one good thing that they have going on in the USA. That's like rape. And it doesn't matter if you're a husband, boyfriend, or whatever. When a woman says no, that's what it means. But the thing is, okay, if you have the capabilities, okay, and the resources to leave, that's what you need to do. A lot of women who are in these type of relationships don't have the resources. They don't have the capabilities. But this lady did have the resources and the capabilities, as you can tell just from listening to everything that's been said in the daggone trial. $10,000 a month, and yes, it's for rent. But if you need to, you can keep one of those monthly payments. You can just keep one, $10,000. And then if she really need to have somebody, you can keep two. Because in the state of California, okay, in the state of California, you're going to have at least practically 60, 90 days to get out of a place if you don't pay your rent or whatever the case is. And if she goes to those domestic violence places, they're going to help you and they're going to get you out that lease and things like that. Now, I don't know if she was leasing the house or buying that house. And even if she was buying it, they have so many different programs you can go to help you get out of situations. If this dude was making her have was forcing her to do freak offs and beating her butt, controlling her, locking her in rooms or whatever the case is, whenever she's not locked in a room, okay, that could have been her opportunity to flee. No excuse for that. What's not a fact, Tony Vance? She seems regretful and she's now recasting events through a resentful lens. You have to go with what happened. What are you talking about, Tony Vance? Just write it in the chat. We're going to wait for you to do that. I'm telling you what happened based on what I just read, in the stuff from the trial. So tell me what you mean, Tony. Of course, I mean, when the lawyer is talking to her, she's gonna ask, why didn't you leave? You had all the opportunity to leave. Why didn't you leave? She already asked that. So that is a fact, because why didn't you leave? You had the opportunity to leave. She even said there, when she had the opportunity to leave, why didn't she leave? It's not the same thing when you have just regular women trying to get out of a situation. They're not dealing with a dude that's giving them all this money and, all these gifts and things like that. But I know why she didn't probably leave, because all of that money. Y'all need to stop covering for this lady, because y'all know good and well that money enticed her to stay there. All right. She's already said that in so many words. The money, him paying the rent. You know what I'm saying? Giving her 10 grand to pay that rent because she wanted to stay in that house. She wanted to stay in that beautiful home. So therefore, she know good and damn well if she leave, or when he told her, let's break up so many times, if she would have been like, okay, cool. She knows he was going to stop. Why in the hell would he continue to pay the rent? Would you continue to pay the rent, Tony Vance? You, Just the Facts? You, Jermaine? you wouldn't continue to pay it. She did not leave because of that money. Just like a bunch of other women do the same exact thing, that money. You know what I'm saying? Because if she left, he was going to stop paying that daggone payment, and he wasn't going to give any more gifts, none of that stuff, nothing. And so therefore, she would have to go back to her normal lifestyle, whatever that is, and live in a cheaper place, and that's it. Period. If he was doing everything that she claims he was doing, I don't understand why she stuck around. So when that's what she said. That's what she claims. Okay. So we're going to use allegedly. That's what she claims, that he allegedly was he was blackmailing her. He was saying that he was going to release X tapes, like he always says, allegedly, and he was going to stop paying her rent. And I still say she could have told him, okay, well, don't pay it no more. I'm out. And go ahead and blackmail me. Go ahead and show those X tapes. Who's filming them? Who paid for the escorts and all that? I'm not buying her whole testimony. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just not buying it. I think it's more to this. I don't believe everything she says. And that's just the truth, you know? It's so many women that be in these domestic violence relationships, and some do stick around because, you know, if they do leave, their world is going to be shattered because they don't have the resources for real. They don't have the money. They didn't get $10,000, $5,000 a month or anything like that. So a lot of these women just don't be having anything. So, and plus they have kids with the man, and they be forced basically somewhat to stay there and go through whatever is happening to them. But in her case, I just don't see that. I do not see that. You're writing love letters telling people that you had so much fun in Turks. You had so much fun. That's what she typed. I didn't type it. That's what she typed. Okay. So if you are so traumatized by this man, first of all, I wouldn't be going out of the country with him. That's the first thing. Secondly, you're not getting no message from me saying this crap. All right. Or all the other stuff. I love you and all this other stuff. But yet this man is beating your ass. This man is forcing you to do freak offs and everything else. And you're telling him you love him. Even if you love him, you keep that to yourself. You keep that to yourself. Jermaine, you said she was a dramatic and unstable, unfit to anchor a criminal conviction, not a good witness for the prosecution. Okay. Yeah, she was crying a bunch of times up there saying she still was in love with Sean Combs. He still pays her rent, which is odd, in her court fees, which is odd to me. They're not married. This is odd. Very strange. But he did that with a lot of women, you know, gave them allowance allegedly and things like that. See what it is? I think these women wanted something more. I think these women wanted a one-on-one relationship with Combs. They did not want him to continue on seeing all these different women. They got tired of him using them for the freak off sections. They wanted more. Okay. They was all game for it at first. Okay. They was game for it at first because they knew doing this at least they thought doing these freak offs, it would make him, you know, like them more or whatever the case is, and see that they love him, you know, because they're, you know, doing these freak offs with them, even though they don't want to do it. So the thing is this right here. I'm a woman myself, okay? And I know how some women think, all right? Women will do certain things for a guy if they truly love them, hoping and praying that this guy sees that and, you know, reciprocate that love back. And that's what I believe she did. And she would tell you, you know, she said that she did these freak offs because she wanted to make him happy, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And that's because she was in love with this dude. Just like some of these other women. I believe that they were in love with him or either liked him. I don't believe, just like the other girl, I don't believe her story 100%. I believe it was more stuff involved in that. Remember, Sean Diddy Combs got a lot of women, all right? So I believe that he be linking up with these women, making them think that he's gonna be like all theirs. When in reality, he just wants some of these women just for the freak off purposes. He will buy them things, pay their rent, take them on trips or whatever to encourage them to do these freak offs. Where he failed at, if he did this, is if they said, no, I don't want to do it anymore, and he made them do it. Okay? That's where he would have failed at if that's true. That's why we're going to use the word allegedly. All right? Otherwise, it's the game. Let's keep it real. You hook up with a rich man or a man that's got it going on. You know what he wants. Okay? So he give you some money, he pay your bills, he pay your rent, but he's expecting something. Every woman in the world knows this. All right? That's why some women don't want a man taking care of their stuff, because it's only very rare gems, okay, who would do stuff for you and don't expect you to do something for them in return. But for the most part, a lot of men, especially when they give you a lot of money, they do expect something. So Sean, you can tell what he does. Okay? You can tell. At least it looks like that's what he does. Okay? Meet these women. They probably think they're going to be one-on-one with this dude, even though they know he like a lot of women. They get with him thinking they got what it takes to make him be what they want him to be. They go ahead and say, yeah, we can do these freak offs or whatever the case is. At first, it's all fun and dandy. And then eventually they get tired of it because they realize that's the only thing he mostly wants them to do. Okay, is do these freak offs. What's the name said he just started doing a freak off so much that was Cassie. And she was feeling like, she was feeling not the way she wanted to feel, because she wanted something more from Sean Diddy Combs. She didn't just want to do the freak offs only, you know what I'm saying, like a little SLLUT. And this is the same way this Jane Doe probably was feeling. You can pretty much tell that reading all of the stuff. The first time he would have called me his CP, CRACKPIPE, he would have been history right then and there, because even though he was trying to say it as a compliment, I don't like the word that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could have said I'm your little weed or something like that, but why the CRACKPIPE? That. And the first time he put his hands on me, that's it. Okay, all bets are off. Just like if I don't want to do no freak offs, I can want to do it at first, then I change my mind. Once I change my mind and he's trying to force me, as soon as I got the opportunity to, I would have been gone. But again, that money is there. And a lot of people, it's hard to let go $10,000 a month in a nice, gorgeous ass home, that you don't have to worry about. Then you're giving people $15,000 just to decorate however you want to. Then you buy people very expensive jewelry and gifts, purses. What woman wouldn't be there? That's why he gets so many. Even though they know that he had rumors a long time ago, like in the 90s, of doing weird stuff. Okay? So you said, Bunyan, don't want to adult responsibility. Where this girl's son the whole time. That's nothing. Where was the child the whole time? When they do the freak offs and stuff, I didn't even think about that. The freak offs and all that. Who had the child? So you said, just the fact said, if you are Diddy and are worth over 800 million, you should not be dealing with women that make less than 100 million. You got to have standards. He deal with women that make less than 100 million because women who don't have much or don't have anything are more easily to control with money. Okay, regular men do this. You got a man with a good job and he meets a woman that don't have shit. He can easily, control her if he's that type of dude with his money. You hear about it all the time. Right, in love with the lifestyle. And let's keep it real. If you met a woman, Tony, and you Bunyan, and you Just the Fact, and she was halfway decent looking, right? But she was filthy rich, and she told you go pick out a very nice place to live. It said she would pay your rent. We're gonna sign this love contract, and I'm gonna pay your rent $10,000 a month. Then she take you shopping and buy you all this designer clothing, watches, wallets, and then she give you $15,000 to decorate your pad, right? And every night, and then she give you money too. You know you would stay with her. Even if she did have you do freak offs, you'd be like, okay, I can do these little freak offs, and then you once she start getting crazy with them, you may start changing your mind then, but you will be trying to figure out how you can get out that relationship. You would. Some people won't though. They will continue to do this and just complain about it because they cannot let go of all that money. So I bet you majority of people in this chat would take up that offer if somebody gave them all that money every single month in gifts, luxury gifts, in jewelry, and whatever else. And that's why I use the lady, because you do have some women that are similar when they have money. You can go lay down. You keep on coming all around me doing the most. I'm talking about my new cat, y'all. I wish I could pick her up, but I don't like picking up animals. And she's so cute. But anyway. Hey, girl. Hi, girl. Okay, but anyway, she need to go herself to sleep because she rubbing all on me and stuff and doing the most. But anyway, you said you can't party away your whole youth, though. You sure can't, but a lot of people do. I guarantee 90% of the people wouldn't put up with him. They sure wouldn't. They wouldn't. Shit. And I seen Sean Combs in person when I went to this Star Stuff back in 2013 when I first moved here. And yeah, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? If he was broke, I just wouldn't. But me, I'm not like most women. I could just say if I would have met him, talk to him. Once he started talking about those freak offs, he would have lost me right then and there. Okay. There is no way in hell I'm doing no freak offs. Okay. Period. So I would have lost out on the deal. He probably would have gave me a couple things, but I would have lost out on the deal. I'm just going to tell y'all straight up because I'm not doing all that. Okay. I'm not about to be having with a bunch of men while he watch and be doing freaky stuff. I'll think something wrong with his ass. And then you definitely ain't about to put your hands on me because, somebody going to jail and somebody else is going to hell. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely ain't going to be rolling like that. What don't matter? This wasn't ex-trafficking. This was a toxic relationship between two adults with blurred boundaries and miscommunication, just like the relationship with Cassie. Interesting. I don't think it was ex-trafficking either. I do think it was some type of domestic violence and things like that, a toxic relationship. I do think that they were, consenting to the freak offs, but I also think that they did change their mind. And I do believe that he could have, used his money to influence them to continue on to do whatever he wanted them to do. Period. I do believe that. You said you grew up in New York City back in the 80s. These freak offs sound like the average night at a nightclub back there. Wow. You know what? Regular people be doing these freak offs. Let's keep it real, which are called, the orgies or, threesome, foursome, fivesome, sixsome, seven, eightsome, nine. You just never know. Trains. That's a freak off. People running trains on people and stuff. That's a freak off. Because you got one girl having, with all these different dudes. Back in the 80s, you would hear about that a lot. You hear dudes saying, man, I just ran that train on that bitch. Man, she effed all of us. That's a freak off. Because when each dude is going behind each other, the other dudes are watching. Okay, that's the freak off. They're just, sprucing this up because of Sean Diddy Combs, a celeb. That's why they change and everything and make it sound like it's like something no one ever heard of. And I don't know why people are acting like they never heard of a freak off. They just don't call it freak off. They call it orgies. They call it running the train or whatever else you want to call it. And a lot of people do these things. It takes a very strong woman or man to resist somebody who has a lot of money. Okay? It really does. You have to be very strong. Okay? I know I'm strong and I know I'll resist people. I have already done it. I I doubt this dude was into freak offs. I don't know what he was into, but he's actually a singer. And I met him a couple of years ago. I didn't even know that he was a singer and he had a lot of money or anything. And when I found out, it's because I saw his car. My son, I didn't know it was his car. My son told me it was his car. And I was like, okay. And so when I went over there and started talking to him, I asked him about his car. I told him it was cute. And we started talking about it. But this dude used to always tell me, little things that make me know that he had money, but I never paid attention to it. Now, if I was like the average woman, once it was revealed totally to me that he was rich as hell, I would have started talking to him. But I didn't. I acted the same way that I act before I did. Because I told, my son, who at the time was only 16 or 15, I told him if I didn't talk to him when I first met him and he was trying to talk to me, I'm not talking to him now in that manner. Because why would I start talking to him now in that manner? Because he told me I said, why would I start talking to him now in that manner when I wasn't talking to him at first in that manner? I was talking to him as a friend and I was telling him about somebody else. Okay. So why would I start talking to him like I want him now when I didn't want him from the start? You know what I'm saying? But you got some women, once they found out that this man was loaded, they would have been all over him. Let me tell you the reason why I didn't talk to him in the first place. Well, I'm not going to tell you the first reason why I wouldn't talk to him, but the second reason why I wouldn't talk to him is because I felt like he had a lot of women. All right. It just looked like he did. And then I remember one time I saw him at the store and then I saw him back at his restaurant and I was like, I saw you at the store. I forgot what I said. I said something about, I think I did say I saw you at the store, even though he knew I saw him because he spoke to me. I said, I saw you at the store with your girlfriend or wife or whatever I said. He said, I'm not married and I don't have a girlfriend. And I was like, wow, because she looked like she was his girlfriend or something. And so that just made me think he probably is a player. Not all rich men, but a lot of them do like to have more than one woman. Okay. And so that's another reason I just could not talk to him. Besides the fact that I didn't talk to him in that manner when I first met him. But a lot of other women, as soon as they would have found out that this dude, and when I say he really have some money, he really does. Okay. They would have been all over him. When he started telling me he paid off his Porsche in cash, he got another car, he paid off, he bought his daughter a brand new car, he owned all his equipment, he don't have any bills, he owned all of his houses and everything. Most women would have been all over this dude, but not me. So it's hard to find somebody that, that's like that. And a lot of people, they would have met Diddy and he offered to pay their rent every month and go get you a very, very nice home. $10,000 a month is a nice ass home. It's a mansion. And then he's going to give you $15,000 to decorate your home. He probably gave her even more because I read that he gave her what? Oh, he put $20,000 investment in her swimline business. Then he got her veneers done. He got her some veneers. Veneers cost a lot. I got my son some veneers. They cost a lot. And what else he do? Bought her expensive purses, jewelry, other gifts. They didn't tell us what these gifts were. It could be a car. It could be anything. He probably was giving her enough money to take care of her child. And if that's who we think this is, I'm pretty sure she's getting child support, I guess, from him too. I don't know. But a lot of people wouldn't turn that down. He can be in there beating your ass, making you have, with 50,000 people, and you will still be sitting there just like her, getting that damn money because you do not want to be poor and struggling. And I'm not gonna lie, struggling, it can make you feel like that at times, but you definitely have to have, for real, morals and everything else in order to say no. Okay. And I know even some men, listen, let's keep it real. Even some men would agree to certain things if somebody say, I'll give you $10,000 every day a month. And I'm going to get you all these gifts and shit. And we're going to keep it on the down low. Y'all can fool yourselves, but y'all can't fool me. All right. And people do shit for just $25,000, for $5,000, for $2,000, for for $1,500. If you think for 1 minute that I don't think people would sell themselves short for $10,000 a month, gifts and other things, y'all crazy. And hey, Bronze, how you doing? So you said Club USA Art Futures Limelight. I think y'all would pass if you ever went there. 2 a.m. and Friday night. What do they do there? Little Diddy, little different. He sure is a lot different. You said it don't matter, Shay. You found you a rich man anyway. Who was that rich man that I found? Actually, I wish I would have talked to the dude because damn. Oh my God. And that's another thing we gotta stop doing too. If you're a lady, even men. When I first met this dude, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Another reason I didn't talk to him because I just thought he was a worker at the restaurant. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, man, I do not want to be struggling for real. And that's another reason I didn't talk to him and stuff. So I was like, we cannot do that. That's the first thing, because you never know. Okay, you could be missing some opportunities. All right, don't be judging books all the time by their cover either. So that's another reason why I didn't talk to him when I first met him. That's the first thing that I saw. All right. So since I didn't talk to him when I first met him, when he started confirming that he had all this money and things like that, started showing me pictures, I listened to his music, looked him up online. I was like, I'm not getting ready to talk to this dude now. I don't care what he say. You know, he invited me to come and see him perform. I didn't even go. So I'm just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wasn't acting like I liked him when I first met him, why should I be acting like I like him once I found out about his money? That's why he was telling me about all his investments, his cars, this and that. That's why he was telling me that. Because the average woman would have been talking to him. You know what I'm saying? And then he make jokes about somebody else. It was a trip. He told me to tell that person to show me the pink slip or some shit he was saying. Because he has real money, for real. He knows how people who got money act. And I see him all online and stuff now. And my son always be talking about him and stuff because, you know, he's always out doing stuff and hanging around rich people and things like that. So it is what it is. But a lot of women are not like that, like I said. And that's why I know a lot of women would probably take up Sean Diddy's proposal. You know, I know they would, because they be taking a proposal from men that's broke as shit. You know, I mean, would stick by these men forever, all through butt whippings and grapes and everything else. And they still be sticking by them. And they be just making what? $50,000 a year. So please. They sure do. That's what I'm talking about right now, Tony Mans. Shit. Y'all trying to be funny right now, though. Y'all think I don't know what y'all doing, you and Jermaine. You right, they definitely get tricked by men with no money every day. Be lying and shit. Talking about they got this. They all straight. They can take care of you and do all this shit and it just be a bunch of lies. You know what I'm saying? It really does. But honestly, I don't look at people for their money. I look at other things. And then if they do have money, it just adds to everything. I'm first looking at you to make sure you're brushing your damn teeth. Your skin is oily, not oily like that, but it's, you know, it's shiny somewhere. It looks like you're taking care of it. I'm looking at your nails, your toenails. I'm looking at your shoes. I'm looking at your hair, you know, your grooming, your facial hair. I'm looking at just everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at your lips and shit. Make sure they're all crusty and shit. You know, your eyes. What are you doing? You jumping over like a damn earthquake with your big self. This cat is looking and smelling everything, just checking her surroundings, all behind the dresser. What are you doing? Y'all, I haven't even named her yet. I wish I could show y'all her, but I'm like I said, I can't pick her up. I'm really scared to pick him up, y'all. We'll just be perfectly honest. Look at her cute ass. Let me show y'all a picture of her. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this picture of her. What? Get out of my... Hold on. No. Get out that box. You're doing too much. All right? You don't do that. I got to get this stuff off this daggone floor and put this stuff on. She's a lot. I call you over here. Yeah. Let's see. Let me show y'all this little cat. You are doing too much, honey. You are doing too much, honey. You really are. Hold on, y'all. She is a hot ass mess, but she's a good little cat, though. You're not going out there yet. You got to wait. Let me show y'all. What did I do with the dang on pictures? But yeah, I still, like I said, I think with her, I think that she, you know, was enjoying everything, and at times she wasn't, because Sean Diddy Combs probably was encouraging her to do these freak offs, or else he's not going to give her that money. Okay. And if they look at that, hey, get down. If they look at that as coercion, then it is what it is. Let me show y'all this little cat. You up here looking in everything with your nosy self. She is not shy at all. Looking at everything, y'all. My ass is in everything, looking in it. Nosy self. What you doing? Hopefully you went in there and went to bed, because damn. This cat gonna be doing the most tonight, y'all. I just know she is. Oh, she'll be trying to get into bed with me and stuff. Good. Ugh. So this is her badass right here. She's not bad, y'all. I'm just acting silly. This is her little badass right here, y'all. Hold on. This is my new cat. So now I got 3 cats. Because I'm a witch, y'all. No, I'm just playing. My gosh, man. Because we a witch. Yeah. See her? Let me show y'all what she looked like, a different cat right here. This is her right here. Like she's gonna tear your ass up right there. See, I want to get that other picture of her ass looking like that little lynx thing at the zoo. That's why I liked her. I like stuff that looks kind of not scary but ferocious. She's cute. She's a cutie pie. My other one is cute too. I'm about to show y'all him once he get unscared. Okay, because he's very, very scared. He looks like a little lynx. He actually looked like a cross between a lynx and a little owl at times. This is a girl, actually. The other one is the boy. And then y'all know Mercedes is our orange and white cat. And what are you doing? What are you doing over there, man? Did you knock my picture over? Oh, y'all. Did you knock my picture over early? You've been over here, haven't you? Now you listen. We don't mess with this. Leave this alone over here. You can do the most. You can over here mess with a lot of things. I gotta get all this stuff off this floor and put it up because you be in a lot of stuff. If I had known I was getting 2 additional cats, I would have made sure I had everything in here unpacked. But I'll do a lot of it tomorrow and get this shit up. But she is all in everything, y'all. Look at her walking around. She is big too. Hey girl. Hey girl, with your bushy tail. Hey girl. I'm not gonna start all that rubbing you and stuff though, because you think I'm gonna be doing that all day. Hey girl. What you doing? With them claws. You gotta cut your toenails, your claws and stuff. But anyway, y'all looking at this daggone cat. Okay, let's see. Y'all silly as hell. You say you don't know nothing. Okay, I'm just a dog. Y'all crazy. I wasn't talking about him. Don't start. Talking about who, Tony? Jermaine, you funny. I got the comment now. Y'all crazy as hell. Jermaine, her ex Fluffy. Y'all crazy. Okay, y'all are silly, 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 silly. Okay, I know that's the joke of the century. Y'all gonna always remember how Dodo Bird and Shades Tube is. And that's nothing. You can't be Dodo Bird and she the women. Can't be. All right. See, he probably also talks to a lot of Dodo Birdish women too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Well, I ain't gonna pay your rent no more. If we stop talking, let me end this relationship right now. That's it. We're gonna end. I need to step away from you. This is not working out. We just need to go our own separate ways. Do yeah, and I'm not going to be paying your rent anymore. That's gonna be over. Because I can't take this. You don't want to do the freak offs anymore. I need somebody who's willing to do the freak offs. But you said you was gonna pay my rent for me every month. No, I can't pay your rent every month if you're not doing what I need. My needs need to be addressed too. I'm paying your rent. I'm buying you jewelry. I'm giving you money. I'm buying you purses. What do I get out of this? What do I get out of this? I don't know. But what am I going to do if I have to move? Well, I can't pay your rent if we're not together. And you know what my needs are. I love to have these freak offs. I like a variety. I like to watch. He probably was saying something like that. Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying he probably said something similar to that, and then making her feel guilty. And then of course the threat of not paying that rent no more. And then she got to move, find a new place. Plus she's not getting all that money anymore. She's not getting all those gifts anymore. The jewelry, all the other perks going out of the country, whatever else she got being with him. That will end. So that right there can be used to control someone, especially when they don't have the ability to get all these things, period. And that's why a lot of times people with money will talk to people who don't have money. Okay? Because if you meet a woman that got money, she's going to be like, boy, if you don't get out my face, because I'm rich just like you are, do whatever you got to do. But a poor woman or a woman who does not have, a lot or just have a regular income, she's going to be, some of them, not all, she's going to be like, oh no, okay, well, I'll finish doing this, and if she's in love with you, that's just even add to it. Then she really going to be like, okay, I probably can do it a couple more times, but when I tell you no, that means I don't want to do it, and you need not to make me do it. And then he'll probably say, okay, that's fair enough. But then 3 weeks later, he's making her do it, even if she don't want to do it. Okay, so that's how that probably went somewhere similar to that. I'm just guessing. It could have. I don't know for sure. Now you're in here. Why come every time I look at this cat, she started coming over here to me? I'm going to start looking at her. Because every time I look at her, she thinks I want her. You just be scratching. You don't have nothing on you. You don't have to have them check you. You shouldn't. All that damn hair. You definitely do, huh? So you said I gotta go to IG later. I wonder what Troll 50 doing. Who knows? I got to go check it out too, because I haven't been on IG in a long time. I need to check it out to see and stuff. Y'all silly. I need to take an allergy pill. Y'all know I'm allergic to cats, just a little. Not that much, but just a little. You need to go sit down. Every time I look over there, no, get down. You acts just like a little puppy. You said if I meet a woman worth 800 million who wants to pimp me out to her female friends, you're gonna be what? What you gonna do? If you met a woman worth 800 million, you know good and damn well you're gonna let her pimp you out to her female friends. You're gonna be all for it, okay? And I know you are. First of all, you're gonna be all for it because she got all that damn money, and she can help you have money and be rich too. And then, since you're a man, you would probably love hooking up with her friends. I'm rubbing the cat with my little feet now, and she likes that. I don't even start this shit right here. You got me doing too much, little kitty cat. My cat is only 1 year old with her big self. I wonder how big she gets. She looks like a what you call that cat? A Maine Coon. Yeah, what you call that cat? That's what she looks like. Yeah, that's what they call her too. Mixed with a Norwegian something. Cute cat. I just know somebody lost her, right? Somebody, she probably walked out the house, escaped, and they couldn't find her. And then somebody found her and took her to the shelter. And they only give them about 3 or 4 days to come and pick up the cat because this cat was only there since the second. So they don't give them that long and stuff. And then they put the cat up for adoption because she is too affectionate. This cat wants you to rub her all damn day and night. You know what I'm saying? Every time you look at her, she comes over there to you. She's standing up all on the chair and shit like a dog on her legs and stuff, looking at me and stuff. This is a trip. You're not getting no bed with me, so you can hang that up. You can sleep right there on that floor on a blanket. And she's listening to everything I say. Looks just like a little lynx in her face. The lynx that I seen at the zoo. I don't know what type of lynx that was, but she looks like it. Wouldn't that be funny if this is not an actual cat? Wouldn't it? That would be funny as hell. Hi. Hey. But anyway, shit. You say you would be pissed though. Why? Yeah, Jermaine, I know you'd be all in it and own it. Now, if this rich woman wanted to pimp you out to her female and male friends, then what would you do? Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me do this real quick. Then what would you do, Jermaine? Would you be all game for it, or you would like to bypass, or what? And she offered you, let's say, $10 million. Now watch everybody lie. So let me ask all the men over here, because there's no women over here. If you met a female friend, right, and she was worth $800 million, okay, and she told you, I'm going to give you a monthly allowance of $30,000 a month, okay? You can use it however you want to, but I want you to make my night great by coming over here, having a freak off with me and my girls, but occasionally I may hire some male escorts, and I want you to, with them too. So what would you guys do? Would you say yes or no to this woman? Now remember, she's going to give you, what did I say? $40,000 every month, along with other perks. So would you actually turn that down, or would you go ahead and do it and try to encourage her not to call up no male escorts? What would you do? You said no, Tony? Oh, you eating now, huh? You grubbing down over there now, huh? Oh, yes, she'll be eating now, y'all. Okay. You said nope, no most hated. I said you was with me until I said other men. Now, see, if I was a dude and a woman did that, I'm gonna tell you how smart Shades Tube is. I would be like, okay, but what I would do is be like, you know what? How about we don't get no males? Okay, no males, all females, and I can do that whenever you want to. I'm gonna get a couple of payments first. So when she say, no, I want some males too, I'm out. But I'm gonna have, $40,000 at least until she start implementing the men in it. Okay. When she start doing that shit, I'm out. But I got at least, $80,000, $120,000, because she's not gonna start doing the men first. She said women, and she said she may add the men, later on. So later on, maybe 2 months down the road. So even if it's a month down the road, I got $40,000 for doing absolutely nothing. Okay, so that's the way I would do. And I'm getting that $40,000 at least 1 month, and then I'm gone. Because she probably won't try to unalive you like some men do this to women. You know what I'm saying? But she probably won't. Then again, you never know though. But if you play it in a smooth way, she won't. She'll just think it didn't work out, because all you gotta do is act like it's not working out anyway and turn her off, and she'll be telling you bye. All right, point blank. See what this cat doing? She done ate her food. Now where's she at? Right over there. But yeah, So let's see what else we got, and then we're gonna get ready to get out of here. We've been on here a little longer than what I thought because we've been talking about all this other stuff with Diddy. But anyway, like I said, I do believe that he was, encouraging her to, do freak off sometime when she didn't want to. I believe that. I believe he probably was doing that, and he probably was using his money. You can tell that anyway when he said in that text message, I think we need to go our separate ways, whatever he said. And then he said something about he couldn't pay her rent no more. So that indicates right then and there he's using reverse psychology on her, telling her he won't be able to pay her rent no more. He's breaking up because she basically didn't want to do whatever he asked her to do. You know what I'm saying? She's complaining. And so to stop her from complaining, you can pretend like you want to end everything, but at the same time, you tell her you're not going to give her that money, and then that would probably make her say, "Okay, we don't have to end. We don't have to end it. End it, and I'll go ahead and do what you asked me to do." Okay, so that's what I think that happened, but I don't see no Rico. Okay, I don't. It could be there because I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying I don't see it. Let me see if I covered everything. Let me let y'all listen to the audio real quick. Let me turn this music on. Jermaine said, hell no. Most haters said no. Okay? Tony Benn said no. Okay, let me turn this down real quick. I may need to get this on. I guess we could listen to it on here. Let me I should put it up on my other screen. Okay, let me turn this media down. Let me put it up on my other screen real quick because it may show better. Let me see if I have another. Let's see. Let me pull up this other link. Hold on for a second, y'all. New window. And let me go to TikTok. Oh, wait. TikTok. Let's do it. Oh man, I don't got but one W up here. That's why TikTok couldn't come up. Okay, here it is right here. Let's see if we can pull it up on here so I can let y'all really hear it. I do not want to hear you talking. Let's see. What is it called? Diddy calling ex Jane his let's see if we can pull it up on here. Oh man, these people makes me sick. They love to put this shit up on here, but yet they let women and these men be up here half dressed and doing the most. Okay, so here it is right there. Okay, hold on. Let me put it up here and stop it right here. No. Wait, let me stop this because I got to share with you guys. So let me present this. Share screen. Let's listen to Diddy. Okay, let me rewind it.
Hey, baby, we had a great time. Stay in the light. It's all good. Get your rest. You are pipe. That's my new name for you, pipe. Or should I call you CP? But yeah, I want you to stay in the light. You know what I'm saying? We had a very, very good time together. Like so much fun. So much fun. Now go rest up. Get in your bag. You know what I'm saying? Got your contract. Find a nice little spot. Put your mind at ease. And yeah, I had a great time. And I really, really, really want you to get some rest. I didn't know about you throwing up and all that. That's when I was like, hold up a second. All right, get some rest, baby. Love. So if you come in for 24 hours, Yeah, you always wanted to set some shit up. So now you got the opportunity. So set some shit up for tomorrow night. That last vision we had was Dawn and ATL. See you put it together, baby. Hey, baby, we had a great time. Stay in the light.
Okay.
It's all good. Get your rest. You are Pipe. That's my new name for you, Pipe. Or should I call you CP? But yeah, I want you to stay in the light. You know what I'm saying? We had a very, very good time together. Like so much fun. So much fun. Now go rest up. Get in your bag. Mwah. You know what I'm saying? Got your contract. Find a nice little spot. Put your mind at ease. And yeah, I had a great time. And I really, really, really want you to get some rest. I didn't know about you throwing up and all that. That's when I was like, hold up a second. All right, get some rest, baby. Love. So if you come in for 24 hours, yeah, you always wanted to set some shit up. So now you got the opportunity. So set some shit up for tomorrow night. That last vision we had was Dawn and ATL. See you put it together, baby. Hey, baby, we had
Okay.
a great time.
Okay, let's stop this. He's sounding like a freakazoid in the damn audio. Okay. So, what y'all think about that? Man. But there is a reasonable expectation that he will continue to pay her rent after the relationship. Is there a reasonable expectation that he would continue to pay the rent after the relationship ended? I do not know. Clearly, they must have had some type of I don't know, because they were still in a relationship up until 2024 until he got arrested. So that's probably the reason why he's still paying the rent. How could he terminate that if he's incarcerated? I mean, obviously he could dig on tell somebody else to do it, I guess. But I don't think he would continue paying the rent. So you're right. He wouldn't be paying it after the relationship ends. And that's why she did not want to end it, probably, because she knew that if she ended the relationship, then everything else ends right with it. So anyway, what do y'all think about the audio? Do y'all see did it sound like he was forcing her to do anything? Did it sound like he was coercing her or anything like that? There was a trip listening to him call her his you know what pipe, which is crazy. You know, I guess he means just like they said that he was hooked on her, like some people be hooked on that. But I mean, damn, couldn't he use something else? Why say that? You know, I guess he said it because he was doing all this stuff. He definitely was, allegedly. Okay. So what do y'all think about that audio? And it is a legit audio. It's the one for TMZ. Okay, thank you, TMZ. So let's see. Also call them. Oh, that is the pet name. Let me call her that. And she did. She said that he called her that because he was so addicted to her. And she said, though his team tried flipping the script with questions designed to show, she sometimes dangled freak-offs as a way of getting him to do what she wanted. Okay. And she said he was addicted to her, but he wasn't addicted enough to stop seeing other women. Okay. And he wasn't addicted enough to marry her or anything else. So I don't know. Like I said before, I don't see a Rico there. Okay. I just don't see it. You know, the only thing I did see is, like I said before, maybe a possibility of bribery and extortion And of course, domestic violence, you know, I definitely see that. You say you don't hear it in the tape. Yeah, I didn't hear it in the tape either, period. I wish we had that tape of her talking. Okay, so I think I covered up. I think I covered everything in this case tonight, guys, and I think that's it. I mean, Jermaine, you think I covered everything in the case tonight? Oh no, we can't play that. See what she talking about. See what they say. Hold on, y'all. Let me cut this down so see. Let me see what they're talking about. So, okay, so somebody said that a Diddy escort claims that his last freak-offs with Cassie were evil. Okay? And he said that he got to see the dark side of things. Let me see. He claimed that he participated in more than a dozen freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie, who dated off and on from 2007 to 2018. His last name is Deering. He said that Cassie seemed to think, wait, hold on. He said Cassie, it seemed like Cassie was a willing participant in these freak-offs. He said it was more of a doing this to please him type of spiritual overall. But he did say the energy was different. He said it was evil. It's going by so quick I can barely read this. That's why I'm stopping. He said he felt like Cassie was playing a role rather than doing something she enjoyed. She was. He said, in his opinion, in that situation, she didn't know if this was a beast she could control or not anymore. So she was along for, I guess, the ride. Because she had to. Because who knows where this beast is going, and there's no way to tame it. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, y'all. I think that's it with this live tonight. I just wanted you guys to listen to that video, and then I wanted to tell you guys what I just read about Cassie and Diddy's last freak-offs, and this man, this model, said that it was evil. Okay, had turned darker, and Cassie looked like she was just basically role playing, and that was it. Okay, but anyway, I want to thank everybody in the bushes, everybody that watches this in the replay over here in the chat. I want to thank Jermaine for being here. Okay, oh, let me go down the line. Jermaine in the place to be, Tony Vance in the place to be. Paul Bunyan in the place to be with this silly stuff over here playing. Let's see who else. Oh, let's see. Just the Facts in the place to be. Most Hated in the place to be. And I think that's it. If I missed anybody, sorry, but thank you all for being here tonight and for participating. This is a good live tonight. It was fun talking about all this stuff. And don't forget, if you meet that rich woman, all right, and she's offering you $40,000 a month, even 10, you do whatever the hell she tells you to do. If she wants you to do a freak off, you do one with her. If she wants to incorporate those dudes in there, You play along with it until she actually get ready to bring them, and that's when you bounce. Okay, get that money though. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I just said, and don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content tonight. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. And thank you guys. And y'all have a good night. Happy and blessed Friday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do another reaction video in the morning with Country Wayne. And then later on tomorrow night, we're going to do Fuckery Friday. We're going to wrap up Diddy's for the weekend. And then and talk about some fuckery news. And that's going to be it until Monday again. All right? All right, guys. See y'all later on and have a good night. Let's go ahead and cut this stuff off. And let's take these messages down. Just the best part when I get ready to get off this live and go to bed. I hope I don't get like sleep like somebody's in my damn bed over there licking their paws and shit. It's a good thing I got this damn other blanket over my bed. Goodness. These damn cats. You don't get up out this bed. Just done took over my damn bed, man. Anyway, let me put these up here. I thought she was in the other room. She keep on sneaking back around every 2 minutes. I forgot to put this up there tonight. I always do. Let's see. Let's see here. So yeah, thank y'all for checking me out for a few. Your support is appreciated. Sleep tight and blessings and good night. And see you in my next live, y'all. Peace out. Let's get ready to do this. We'll turn this music off and we're going to be out of here. All right, let's ready to play this in this song. Good night, y'all. See y'all later on. And have a good day, Friday. And a good night.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Woo! Crowd lit, 5 on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day.